Olá! Bem-vindos! Welcome, guys, to our live class. How are you? I hope you guys are doing great, and I hope this has been a good week. Como é que vocês estão, gente? Tudo bom? Espero que vocês estejam bem, que a semana esteja sendo boa para vocês. Queria que vocês usassem a seção de comentários para vocês já dizerem aí como vocês estão, como é que tá a semana. E aí, gente? Olá! Ei, Ricardo, tudo bem? Oi, H, tudo jóia? So, are you excited as I am for this class? Today we're going to learn a lot of interesting vocabulary related to fairy tales em Brazilian Portuguese. Oi, Steven, tudo bem? Gargaçon, tudo bom? Ei, Charles, boa tarde. Oi, Islam, que bom que você conseguiu achar a gente aqui. I'm glad that you could find us. Tudo bem? Ei, Jacob, tudo jóia? Oh, so nice to see you all here. Oi, Stephanie. This is nice. So, guys, for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to our live class. Every Thursday, we have a meeting here on YouTube or on Facebook. You can choose where you prefer to watch the live class, but we are always here. Adriele or me, we are here teaching you something interesting about Portuguese. Sometimes we talk about verb tenses, grammar. Sometimes we give tips on how to improve your pronunciation, your listening. Sometimes we show you how to study by yourself using movies, music, and much more. And today we have a vocabulary class, okay? So I really hope you guys enjoy it. So let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, Ernest. Ernest is already saying here. Conto de fadas. So fairy tales in Portuguese is conto de fadas. É isso aí. Ei, Megan, tudo bem? A Megan tá dizendo aqui, ó. Olá, sou Megan. Minha primeira aula ao vivo com você. Que bom, Megan! Welcome, seja bem-vinda. A gente espera que você goste muito. Oi, Islam, que legal. Islam is saying, I'm so happy to know you, Andri. Oh, we are glad to. We are always very happy to be helpful for you guys, to give you nice tips and to provide you useful information. So for us, it's always a great pleasure. Oh, that's nice. Sarah, I miss you, Sarah. It's been a while. So she's saying, oi, professora, virtual hug. Abraço virtual. For you too. Oh, gosh. So we already have a nice question here. So Ricardo is asking, conto de fadas é masculino? Yes, we say o conto de fadas, because the word conto, which would be the translation for tale, is masculine. So we say o conto. Inclusively, we can say that, for example, I love to read tales. So I can say, eu amo ler contos, ok? Eu amo ler contos. Longos, contos curtos. So long tales, short tales. So whenever you use an adjective or an article, you have to make the agreement in the masculine form, okay? Guys, it's so nice to know where you are. So Roderick is saying, olá, from California. Tudo bom? Como é que tá aí na Califórnia? Tá quente, tá frio? Here in my city now, in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais, it's a bit crazy. Actually, this is normal during this season. We are now in spring, and during spring we have lots of rain, so the temperature varies a lot. So sometimes we have hot weather, sometimes it's cool, so it's a bit crazy now. Olá, Ariane, from Italy. Olá, bem-vindo. Uh, so Ernest, you're saying something nice. My daughter likes unicorn. You know, in Portuguese, we say like he wrote. Unicórnio. Unicórnio. They are very popular among children now, right? They're very cool. Okay. Okay, guys. So, well, I think I don't have much warnings, anything I had to say. So I think we could start our class. Just try to be focused now, try to be concentrated. If you can, stay in a quiet room where you can enjoy our class the most you can. And if you couldn't watch it live, I hope you have some times to watch it later, and then you can pause, you can go back, and you can speed up the class. So enjoy, guys. And just a reminder, after the class, the content of this class will be on our blog, the Yes Portuguese website. So you just type yesportuguese.com, and I'm going to write here on the comment section for you guys, yesportuguese.com. So yeah, it's there. Can you see? I just typed it, and you can see here yesportuguese.com. So this is our website. You can go there and you're going to find lots of good content. And the content from this class will be there after the class, okay? So you go there, you can find the content from previous classes and other articles about interesting facts about Brazil, Brazilian culture, or Portuguese language. Okay, so you just go there and have fun, okay? The blog is still pretty fresh. We released it on August, so it's kind of new, but we have already lots of content there. So you should enjoy and study using our articles, okay? Então vamos lá, né, gente? So let's go. Let me find here everything so I can share with you and you'll be able to see everything that I prepared for you. Okay, so here. Okay, so can you see my screen? Yes, right? So guys, so to begin, as we said, fairy tales in Portuguese will be contos de fada. And as Ricardo, I think, pointed out, conto is a masculine word, so if you want to refer to it, you should say o conto de fada or os contos de fada, okay? So we are going to learn mainly vocabulary today, okay? So our work is to learn the main vocabulary used normally in relation to fairy tales, and also some names that we use for some of the most famous characters. So we're going to learn these names, the names they have in Portuguese. Sometimes things change a bit. And also the name of the movies, of the stories, the fairy tales themselves, because sometimes it's not a literal translation, or it could be a little bit different. So we're going to learn also the name of this most important fairy tales. And of course, I won't cover all of them. So I try to pick the most famous I could remember. And also, I asked some yappers and they talked a little bit about some stories and I included it. But if you want to know about another fairy tale, you can tell me and I'll try to give you the names, the vocabulary, or we can prepare another class talking about it, okay? Just answering a question, Roderick is asking, Professora, your sotaque is Minas Gerais? Yes, I'm from Minas Gerais, so my accent is from Minas Gerais. Meu sotaque é de Minas Gerais, isso mesmo. O meu e o da Adriele, nós duas somos de Minas Gerais, somos mineiras, tá bom? Muito bem. Bom, vamos lá. Okay, so first kind of vocabulary, it's common in fairy tales. It's always related to princess, prince, queens, kings, right? So let's learn how to say this in Portuguese. So here, príncipe, príncipe. Notice that we have an accent here, so we should pronounce this first syllable as the strongest one. Príncipe, príncipe, okay? And here we have princesa, 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 okay? So notice that in Portuguese we have the A in the end of this word, so we should pronounce like this, princesa. Okay? Príncipe, princesa. So you probably are recognizing these two, right? Can you recognize which prince and princess are them? And by the way, before I answer and I see your answers, Ernest is asking, what's the most famous, well-known fairy tale in Brazil? Well, I guess maybe Snow White, traditionally Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. Probably kids nowadays have other fairy tales like they love. I don't know if it can be considered, but they love Frozen, for example, and these other modern movies. But these old ones, they are still very popular and kids still know it. So the Beauty and the Beast. So pretty much this, okay? And just answering, Islam is asking, I'm so bad in pronunciation. Do you think it's normal to take time to be good in it? For sure. So each one take a different time to really learn the language. And some people will go really fast in speaking, but some will go really fast in writing. So each of us work in a different way. So be patient with you. And in your time, you start to really talk with a good pronunciation. Don't worry. All you have to do is work on this, okay? Muito bem. So coming back to, yeah, you guys got it. Noel got it right. This one is Sleeping Beauty. Yes, and we're going to see how to call this fairy tale in Portuguese, okay? So, Sleeping Beauty. So we also have, sorry, Rainha, Rainha, which is the queen, Rainha, and Rei, 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 okay, which is the king. Okay, so the prince and the princess in Portuguese, príncipe, príncipe, princesa, princesa, and here we have the queen and the king. Rainha, rainha, and rei, rei, okay? Let's continue though. So how do you call this cute lady in English? The fairy godmother. In Portuguese, we'll say fada madrinha. Fada madrinha. Fada madrinha. So fada, guys, is the word for fairy, okay? That's why fairy tales, conto de fadas. And madrinha is the word for godmother, okay? So fada madrinha. Okay, this one is very cute. I love her. It's such a nanny, right? So we also have the witch, which in Portuguese is bruxa. Repeat, bruxa, bruxa. Okay? Pay attention, guys, because the X in Portuguese differs in pronunciation. We have some words which are pronounced like in English. For example, taxi. In this case, the X, it's indeed pronounced like a K followed by S. Taxi, taxi. But here, no. The sound here is of S followed by H. Shh, shh. Okay, this is the sound. So I'll say it again, you listen, and then you repeat, okay? Bruxa, 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 okay? Bruxa. So that's it. So let me see if you guys got it, right? Yeah. Roderick is saying bruja in Spanish. Yeah, it's very similar. I think it's one of the few languages that we have a similar word, because another day I was watching a series in Italian. The original language was Italian, and I had never heard the word for bruxa, for witch, before in Italian, and it seems it is strega, something like this, strega. And it's totally different because we have a lot in common with Italian, French, and other Romance languages, but not in this case. The word's pretty different. In French, I know it's sorcière, very different too. And in English, it's witch. So this is an interesting fact because we don't have same words, just varying a little bit as we have for other things, right? So interesting. But in Spanish, it is indeed similar. So they say bruja and we say bruxa, bruxa, okay? So let me see if you have another question. Yes, Ricardo, that's it. Bruxa, bruja, witch. Strega, sorcière. And I would love to know more. I love to know other languages. Okay, guys. So this one, by the way, it's the Snow White witch when she's really ugly. Okay, so another thing that we have a lot on fairy tales is the wand. So, varinha de condão or varinha mágica. So you guys can say both, okay? Sometimes you're going to listen people saying varinha de condão, varinha de condão. Sometimes you hear people saying varinha mágica, varinha mágica, okay? So here, notice that this first syllable has an accent, so we should pronounce it as the strongest one. So let's read it again. Mágica, mágica, mágica. Okay? Here we have the last syllable as the strongest one. So we say condão, condão, condão. Okay? And this one has this sound that I know you guys sometimes found it tricky. So let's practice a little bit. Varinha, varinha, varinha. Okay? Sometimes people just say varinha, okay? Without the second part. de condão or mágica. So it's also common to just see varinha, okay? So, by the way, do you know her name in Portuguese? I didn't put here, but I think it's nice for you to know. Any guess? Maybe you can guess, because I think there's a similarity in English. Let me see if you guys got it. Oh, thank you, Cyril. Where are you from, by the way? Because now I can see your name, your last name. Maybe you speak French. I would love to know. I love to find people to practice French, guys. I used to study it, and I love to speak French when I can. I love to be able to speak other languages, by the way. It's so cool. So I asked you and you gave me answers. So, oh my God, I can't try to pronounce it. Czaronika in Polish. Probably I'm saying in a very wrong way. So, czarownika. Probably wrong. And in German, hex. Probably wrong too. Sorry, guys. Oh, so Roderick is saying Tinkerbell. Yes. So how do we say here? Tinkerbell in Portuguese, do you have any idea qual é a diferença entre varinha mágica e a fada madrinha? Varinha mágica, guys, is the wand, okay? The thing that she's holding. Can you see? Let me put it a little bigger because maybe you guys can't see. Can you see this here? She's holding a wand, right? With which she makes her magic, right? Her spells. So here the wand is what we call in Portuguese varinha, okay? So the object is varinha. She is a fairy, uma fada, okay? But here I'm talking about this object here, okay? So, got it? So, just to explain, varinha is the object, the wand, and fada is the fairy, the person, okay? So, Tinkerbell, you guys saw it. So, how to say Tinkerbell in Portuguese? It's a little bit close. So, this character in Portuguese is called Sininho. Sininho, literally little bell. A little bell, okay? A sininho. Let me see what you guys said. Oh, so Cyril, you speak French. That's nice. So maybe sometimes we can practice. You can help me practice my French. S'il vous plaît. Let me see what else you guys wrote. Ah, je peux pratiquer avec toi, Tomek. J'adore, c'est super. Merci beaucoup. Okay, so let me see what else, guys. Ernest is saying, I started learning German, so it's so cool to learn other languages. I think, guys, this is something amazing. When you learn a new language, you learn a whole new culture. That's why on the Yes Portuguese School, we like to provide you content about Brazil. Not only the language, we have to know more to really get how to speak that language. I remember when I was studying English and then French. So we really get into the culture to really understand how things work there. So it's a very nice thing. And to communicate with people in their own language is much better than using another language, right? So, oh, I found another person. Hey, Sibyl, moi aussi, tu peux me parler en français? Ok, d'accord. J'ai beaucoup de copains maintenant pour pratiquer le français. C'est super. Oh, gosh. Let me see. I think you got everything, guys. Okay. So let's continue. So this is Sininho, and let's see what else. You know, when the evil queen, the evil witch, prepared a magic potion. So in Portuguese, the magic potion is very similar. Poção mágica, okay? Poção mágica. Poção mágica, okay? This is pretty simple. And guys, it's very common in fairy tales to find a place like this, right? An enchanted forest, right? So in Portuguese we say floresta encantada. Floresta encantada. So floresta, floresta is the word for forest. Very similar, right? Floresta. Encantada means enchanted, okay? So another interesting thing for you guys to use. Okay. So Roderick's asking, so Brazilians love French language. Actually, French used to be a very important language for Brazilians in the beginning of the 20th century. So people used to learn at school, they used to study, they used to speak. It was considered like a good language to learn. And then in the middle of the 20th century, they started to search more for English as English became more, it's spread in the whole world. So now people study English more, much more. So French is not so much spoken here in Brazil nowadays. But I studied letters, you know, I studied arts, literature, and linguistics at the university. So I studied basically languages and literature. So that's it. That's why I like languages and I did it. But it's not so common actually in Brazil nowadays. And Islam is asking, Lud, do you think that Portuguese is close to Spanish? For sure. Both languages are very close, and that's why it's really tricky for those of you who speak Spanish to not mix these two languages. And it's also a challenge to learn both languages, these two languages at the same time. That would be hard. I wouldn't recommend that. If you could take your time and study Portuguese and then start studying Spanish, that would be better if you could. Okay? Okay. Yeah, that's it. So American English it's the thing that people look for nowadays. But still, guys, people in Brazil, the majority of population doesn't speak English. I think we posted something like this about it a few weeks ago, because it's 5% of population who can speak a foreign language, and only 3% of population can speak English. So it's really not so much. Well, so let's continue. Now, guys, I wanna introduce you guys specifically some fairy tales. And let's start with the Sleeping Beauty. In Portuguese, this fairy tale is called A Bela Adormecida. Okay, so beauty is a bela. Adormecida, it's sleepy, the sleeping beauty. Okay, so a bela adormecida. A bela adormecida. Okay, and her name, I guess it's the same name in English, right? But we pronounce it different. So this character, the princess, she's called Aurora. Aurora. And this is nice. You know, the evil queen. Let me find her because we have... Oh, she's here. So this one is Malévola. Maleficent in Portuguese is called Malévola, Malévola, Malévola. Okay, so she's here. And also, another important vocabulary is how to say spell, a spell, right? In Portuguese, we say feitiço, 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 okay? And in this case, what was the spell? Remember what was supposed to happen to Aurora? Ela ia espetar o dedo na roca. To stick her finger. Remember on that thing that I forgot the name in English. The thing that is used to make tissues. So let me see. You guys probably will help me. Malevolent. Okay, malevolent. So her name in Portuguese is Malévola, very close, Malévola, and feitiço. And what was supposed to happen to Aurora was that, espetar o dedo na roda. This action is called in Portuguese espetar. Espetar. If some kind of object like this, se você tem um objeto pontudo, por exemplo, como esse aqui, isso aqui, essa ação a gente pode chamar de espetar, ok? O dedo, o finger, na roca. So, deixa eu ver se vocês... Spindle, the spindle. Thank you, guys. Spinning wheel spindle. Spindle. Yeah, prick her finger on this... Here. Prick her finger on the spindle and fall asleep. That's it. Então, ela iria espetar o dedo na roca e adormecer. Fall asleep, adormecer. Adormecer. Ok? Por isso a palavra adormecida. Bela adormecida. Muito bem, vamos para o próximo. Olha Snow White. Snow White a gente vai chamar de Branca de Neve. Branca de Neve. Branca de Neve. So, snow, neve in Portuguese, and white, branca. Here, the word is in the feminine form because it's a name for a girl. Branca de Neve. We have the evil queen, right? So, let me find her. Rainha Má. So, she's here. Evil, Má, in the feminine form. Queen, we had seen, so Rainha Má, evil queen, okay? We also have this guy. Do you guys remember? He's the caçador, okay? And this part is very interesting because we have os Sete Anões. And I made these guys because I wouldn't remember all the names, even in Portuguese. So I put them all here and the correspondent form in English. So, for example, the dog in Portuguese is called mestre. And mestre, guys, is more like master. Okay, so it's a bit different. Bashful is dengoso. And dengoso is a person who likes to be pampered, you know, like, it's more like this. Sneezing is aching, which is the sound that we use normally to refer to a sneeze, okay? Aching. Happy is feliz. This one is the same. Dopey. This is interesting. In Portuguese is dunga. And dunga is just a nickname that we use for some people, but I'm not sure of the meaning of dunga. I'm not sure if it's related to something as dopey is, you know. We have sleepy. which will be soneca, which is related, and grumpy, which is zangado. By the way, which is your favorite? Which is your favorite one? Então, por sinal, aliás, qual é o seu favorito aqui? Deixa eu ver o que vocês vão me dizer. Hum, hum. So we have a good question here. Charles is asking, how do we say stepmom and stepsisters? Stepmom, guys, we say madrasta, madrasta. And this word, it sounds a little bit bad in Portuguese because it starts with this first syllable, ma, which is the same as evil. Remember? Evil queen, rainha má, madrasta. And probably because of the fairy tales, we have this connection of madrasta, meaning an evil woman, you know? So, although if you look at the dictionary, you won't find anything like this. It's just a sense that people have about this word. The literal meaning is stepmom. So because of this notion, many stepmoms don't like to be called madrasta. They try to, sometimes they say, I'm boadrasta. Boa, like good stepmom, okay? So just for you guys to have this knowledge, it's interesting. Yes, Roderick, stick, espetar. That's it, the correspondence. What else? Let me see. And I asked, which one was your favorite one? So, Roderick, o meu preferido é zangado. Really? But he's funny indeed, because he's always mad at everything, so he's really funny. Oh, so Tomek is saying something nice. Eu me lembro do jogador de futebol Dunga. That's it. He has the same nickname as the dwarf Dunga. I don't know if there's a connection, if they try to make a joke. I'm not aware. But if I know anything about it, I'll let you know, guys. Sírio, soneca, porque eu sou como ele. Boa. I'm also a little bit soneca, a little bit sleepy. So, Megan, just to clarify, you were asking, why does madrasta sound evil? That's terrible, right? Let me show you guys. I'm going to write here, and probably you're going to see in a better way. So the word is madrasta, right? Madrasta, meaning stepmom. The word for evil in Portuguese is, in the feminine form, is ma. Ma. So notice that it's the same that we have in the beginning of the word madrasta. Ma. So we have inside the word the sound of evil, you know, the same word for evil. And this is me assuming that also connected to fairy tales, people started to make this connection, because we have many fairy tales where the stepmom is evil, like in Cinderella. And because of this first part, people connect the word with an evil person. That's why some stepmoms and some children like to call their stepmoms, as a joke, boa drasta. Like, she's not evil, she's good. So boa means good, okay? But it's a neologism. So it's a new word. You won't find it in dictionaries, okay? It's kind of joke, okay? So stepfather, it's similar. Charles is asking, padrasto. Padrasto. Let me put it here so you guys can see. Padrasto. We don't have a specific word for stepbrothers and stepsisters. So you probably will say, let me write here for you guys to see. If you have a Brother, you probably say just ele é meu irmão. And if you want to emphasize or you want to let people know that he's not, for example, a real brother, okay? Then you can say, ele é meu irmão postiço. Postiço. Meu irmão postiço, yeah. Let me think if there's another word. If you have a stepbrother or a stepsister, you would say that. So ela é minha irmã in the feminine form, postiça. No, I think so. That's it. I'm thinking if there's another word, but I don't think so. Ele é meu irmão postiço. Yeah. That's it. Okay. So Rodrigue's asking, ela é má, ele é mau. That's it. So in the feminine form, you say ela é má with the accent. And in the masculine form, to say a guy, a man is evil, we say ele é mau. That's it. Very good. So after the sete anões, we have the poison apple. So maçã envenenada. So envenenada, envenenada, envenenada means poisoned. And maçã means apple. Okay? Apple. Maçã envenenada. Very important part of the story, right? So after that, we have this one. And here the name is quite different, guys. This one is called Rapunzel in Portuguese. Do you remember her with this long hair? She used to be in a very high tower. So she's called Rapunzel. You remember her? So let me see what you guys are asking. Ernest is asking, what's some Brazilian fairy tale characters that children like? You mean our own fairy tales, our own stories? If you mean that, I'm preparing a class for the next weeks or months. I don't remember exactly because I make a schedule of interesting themes. And I thought about making a class telling you about some this kind of fairy tales, stories that children like to read or hear, which are Brazilian. So it will be very nice, especially if you have kids and you would like to teach them Portuguese. It's nice to introduce the language using this kind of stories. So we'll have a whole class about it. Okay. Jacob, that's nice. You're always help me. Guys, click like if you think Ludmilla should grow her hair like Rapunzel. Oh my God, it's already so long. Look at that. It's already like, let me show you guys. Wow, it's already very long. It's not nice, guys. It's too much work. I should actually cut it. I'm thinking about having a haircut. So oh, Islam, that's nice. To be honest, after that live, I adore Portuguese. Oh, that's our intention. And I hope you like even more in the future. Oh, Andrea, tudo bom? I'm excited about that class you're making. I hope you guys are enjoying indeed. And as I said, it's very cool to show these kind of things to kids, because I'm saying this because we had a lot of questions during the last enrollment we had for our course of people wanting the course to teach kids. And for now, our course is not yet prepared for kids. It's a course for adults. So we would like to have time to prepare a whole course specifically for kids. That would be very cool. But uh, so far, as we don't have it, it's nice to make these kind of things, like to incentivize them to learn a little bit of the language, right? So yeah, Roderick saying Turma da Mônica is one of the things I'll talk about in this class when I'll talk about Brazilian stories for kids. Uh, Jacob, it's not on the floor yet. Okay, you are right. Let me see, guys, what else? Okay, so just to clarify, Rapunzel is the name of this character, okay? So I completely blanked about the name of her in English. If you remember, help me out, please. But the name of her name, okay, of this character who has very long hair, who has braids, and who were like locked in a tower, remember? Her name, the name of the fairy tale, and her name herself is Rapunzel. 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 Okay? So remember, the L in Portuguese in this position, ending a word, will have the sound of U. Rapunzel. Rapunzel. Okay? Not an L sound. Rapunzel. Okay, so let me see if you guys said the name, her name in English. It's the same name in English? Oh, really? Rapunzel. So, okay, so great. So if the name is the same, even easier, right? So this kind of hairstyle that she uses, the braids, we call it in Portuguese trança. Trança. So if you do like that with your hair, then you call it trança. And there's this classic sentence that in Portuguese we used to repeat when we were kids, when we were talking about this fairy tale, because the prince, he came, he used to go to the tower, and he used to call her and say, Rapunzel, jogue suas tranças. So he used to say this, right? Like, Rapunzel, throw your braids. Probably he said it different in English, but in Portuguese, that's it. Jogue suas tranças. He was asking her to send, like to throw her hair so he could climb the tower, right? So tranças, okay? So then we have the place where Rapunzel is locked, the tower. In Portuguese, we say torre, and it's feminine. A torre. A torre. Okay? Okay. So we have some others to check now. I'll go a little bit faster, but let's check the most important vocabulary related. So the Beauty and the Beast in Portuguese is A Bela e a Fera. A Bela e a Fera. So the Beauty, Bela, Bela, and the Beast, Fera, Fera, Fera. Okay? A Bela e a Fera. So that's it. This one is very popular here too. We have this other one, which is very famous. So pretty much the same, just the pronunciation is different. We say Cinderella, Cinderella, Cinderella. Okay? And it's very common to find references to her like this. A gata borralheira. A gata borralheira. Okay? So if you see this, gato borralheira, you can already assume they are talking about Cinderella. Okay, it's another way to call her. Specifically referring to her in this during this time where she used to work at home and everything. Okay? And then we have the Little Mermaid. In Portuguese, we call a pequena sereia. A pequena sereia. So, pequena, little. Mermaid in Portuguese is sereia. 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 A pequena sereia. Okay? And probably the name is the same, but we pronounce it like this. Ariel. 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 Okay? Ariel. So let me see if you guys have any questions so far. So William has a question. Jogar means to play and to throw? Yes. Jogar is a verb that we use a lot, and it can have these two meanings. It can mean to play a game, for example, eu vou jogar futebol, eu vou jogar basquete, eu vou jogar um jogo, play a game. Mas também pode significar throw. So, eu vou, for example, I'm gonna throw this phone. Eu vou jogar esse celular, okay? So, it has these two meanings. Let me see. Yeah, Cinderella is pretty much the same. Just two L's in English, and pronunciation is quite similar. Let me see what else. Oh, guys, you guys are kind. If Lud can find a glass shoe, she can become a princess. I'll find one, guys. I think being a princess would be easier than being a teacher, especially in Brazil, but let's see. Belle Fera is my favorite Disney movie. Okay, it's nice, right? So let me see. I'm just trying to find all your questions. So, in here, guys, this one of the yappers, I think, asked about this, the Little Prince, and I thought about bringing it to the class too. So, o Pequeno Príncipe, it's the Little Prince. So, pequeno, little, prince, we saw it, príncipe. O Pequeno Príncipe. O Pequeno Príncipe. Okay? Here we have the name of this little animal, the fox. In Portuguese, we say a raposa, a raposa, a raposa. Okay, it's feminine. And the rose. So we call it a rosa, a rosa. Okay, so pretty much the same. But remember that the R in the beginning of a word in Portuguese is pronounced like an H in the beginning of a word, like house, house, rosa, raposa, okay? Not like no, okay? So, raposa, rosa, house. We could say the same, okay? So I think that's it. So I have a question for you. Qual é a sua história favorita e por quê? I would like to know that, guys. What's your favorite story? What's your favorite fairy tale? If you think about another one that we didn't cover here, you can also bring it. But which is your favorite one and why? Por quê? So, for me, let me think to start. When I was a kid, I used to love Sleeping Beauty Fairy Tale. So, quando eu era criança, eu adorava a história da Bela Adormecida e adorava a do Aladdin. Adorava a história do Aladdin. I didn't bring Aladdin, but I used to love it so much. Aladdin, probably because of the genius and all the things that he could do. It was amazing. And Sleeping Beauty, why? Probably because of the fairies that used to be with the Aurora on the forest. I love that place. So probably this. What about you? Qual é a sua história favorita e por quê? Charles, none of them. Okay. So Ernest, what fairy tale character you think you look like? Maybe none. I don't know. Never thought about it. When I was a kid, I used to play, I was the beauty. I used to like her. I'm not sure now. Aladdin. In Portuguese we say Aladdin. É muito bom, né? I used to love it. Oh, a good question. John, can you say Principinha for Little Prince? That's a good question because in Portugal, actually, the book is not translated as O Pequeno Príncipe. They say O Principezinho. So the diminutive form can be done adding the suffix inho, and we also add letter Z. So Principezinho. Principezinho. Okay? And yeah, that's it. So in Portugal, if I'm not mistaken, they say o príncipezinho, and in Portuguese, in Brazilian Portuguese, they decided to put the word pequeno, o pequeno príncipe. They mean the same, okay? Let me see what else. Ricardo, he used to love Cars. You know, I haven't watched it. Can you believe it? I haven't watched it. The genius, he's so amazing, right? Bela e a Fera. Islan, you really like it, right? It's very nice. I used to like it a lot when I was a kid too. How do you say the genius in Portuguese? It's very similar. Let me show you. Gênio. We can say o gênio da lâmpada, or just o gênio. O gênio da lâmpada. Da lâmpada, the object where he was inside. Let me see what else. The Thief and the Cobbler. The Thief and the Cobbler. I'm not recognizing this title. Maybe in Portuguese it's different. I'm curious now. Let me see. The Smurfs. The Smurfs, I used to love them. It was so cool. Megan, minha história favorita era O Pequeno Príncipe, porque é história de amor, vida e morte. I cry every time I read it. Little Prince, guys, it's beautiful. If you don't know, you should read it. I think it's very profound. Sometimes kids read it, but they don't really get. I remember when I was a kid, I read O Pequeno Príncipe, but I didn't get what was all the noise about it because I was too immature. And then I read it when I was older. I don't know, I was 21, 22, and I was really touched. It's very, very beautiful. It has many beautiful lessons about life, right? And about relationships. So it's amazing. And Jennifer is saying, a música do filme A Bela Adormecida é muito boa. I agree. the music in general on fairy tales, they are very nice, right? Oh, guys, so that's it. But let me tell you something. Remember, I told you that I'm going to put all this content in our blog after the class. So I'm going to pick this and put there, so it will be available for all of you. So you can go back there and check the words, the vocabulary, and everything. And I'm going to put an exercise there. And I would like to see you guys going there and doing the exercise. It will be nice. So just for you guys to have an idea, you have to put these sentences in order. They all have this vocabulary we just learned related to fairy tales. And we have sentences of all kind here. So you have to put them in order, and you can use the comment section there to check, to put your answers, and then we can check. Okay. Does it sound good? So let me see the Ricardo question. Is it possible to say minha história favorita or a minha história favorita? It's possible to say both. You can put the article before minha or not. Then you can say minha história favorita or a minha história favorita. So both are possible and correct, okay? So Charles, does American Pie and Superbad count? Oh gosh. Oh my God. This movie, Superbad. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Oh, Islam is saying, I feel that there's a hope to be fluent in Portuguese, and it will all because of you, Lud. Oh, guys, you have to to take advantage of this content we provide, really. So use our Instagram account. We are always posting new stuff, new expressions. By the way, where we posted a video about the expression, by the way, how to say it in Portuguese. So you can just watch, you can save it, make like a paste in your phone on Instagram, where you can have all these expressions there, so you can use it to study. We are always explaining things there, giving tips. And we have these live classes also, guys. Remember, we have a free channel on Telegram, and we post quizzes every day there. They are very good to practice, to check if you understand how to use a preposition, a verb, verb tense. So take advantage of all of this, and enjoy our blog too. I know sometimes it's easier to use the Telegram and the Instagram because we are always there checking messages and everything, but the blog is also very nice, and it has a kind of content that we are not able to post on Instagram. It's a more complete version of content. So you should really go there, guys. Okay? Gente, muito obrigada. Thank you for being here with me for an hour. I hope you have enjoyed. It was a vocabulary class, and also a way to have fun with this information and remember these fairy tales we used to watch when we were kids. Maybe not anymore. And as I said, I sent a message for those who are in our list, saying that even if you don't like fairy tales, they are part of our culture. So we are always like mentioning these stories. So it's important to know the vocabulary. Sometimes we have a joke about it. So it's really something that we must know. Okay? If you want to know more names of characters or movies in Portuguese, you can send us direct messages, and you can just reunite all of them and teach you guys here. You can make a class about it. Okay? And that's it. Okay? Guys, thank you so much. And remember, next week we have another class here. Dri will be here with you guys, explaining much more, and stay with us. Ok? Obrigadão e até a próxima.